Hello everybody, my name is Ronja Engarde, and welcome back for more Pokemon Platinum. In the last part we, defeated Barry and talked a lot about Looker for some weird reason. And, I should tell you that I've taken the liberty of grinding Workbench up, I believe, 2 levels, because there's something I want to catch on this route, which, might as well just cut around to me finding that, because basically that that did not take long. Wow. Basically everything else on this route we have already caught, so we literally do not need to worry at all, because Abra is the only thing we can capture, so let's throw a Pokeball and see if we would have captured it first try. I didn't want to take any chances, so I just talked at it. Nope, we definitely wouldn't have. So, since, because of my taunt, the only thing Abra can do is use Struggle, which, in Generation 4, it means that, every time it uses Struggle, it loses 25% of its health, so pretty good at, to use, so that Abra actually, lowers its health a little bit. So, hopefully we're gonna be able to capture it. I mean, we're not guaranteed or anything. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. Yep. I hope I'm gonna be able to use this thing, but I make no promises, because grinding this thing up this early, kind of a shitty ordeal. Yeah, sure, I'm just gonna go for one of the standards I have for Abra, which, I have kind of already used this name in Emerald, but, in a different form, I should say. Let's check you out, Barbara. Ooh, naive. That's fairly good. That's fairly decent. Now I do have Alexander on the team, but I'm not really planning on using it. But I thought that there's no point in not having him on there, because since Zubat evolves with happiness, I think that, and also for every. Okay, now this is a little precarious because this changes pretty much every generation, but every 500 steps, I believe it is, it's either 512 or 256, your Pokemon has a chance of gaining 1 point of happiness for a maximum of 255, and you need, I believe it's 210 happiness points to evolve, if, your evolution is based on happiness, which for one, Jacqueline is dependent on that from Badu to Roselia, and so is Zubat from Golbat to Crobat. So I thought, I might as well have it on for it to gain, 5 or 6 friendship points that it wouldn't have gotten otherwise. I mean, what's the harm? I mean, I don't have anything else that I would have liked to have in its place anyway, so who cares? And Jacqueline and Booty Killer doing quick work. Well, mostly Booty Killer, but, Jacqueline helped, okay? And I have actually, excuse me. Sorry about that, there's something weird in my throat. I don't know what it is, but it's driving me insane. Oh god, hopefully it doesn't last too long, because, I need to get this recording done, girl. Starly, not a favorable matchup, even though I don't believe Starly gets wing attack before level 9 or something, but still, I don't want to take any chances. And, that X attack is not exactly something I want to play with. I don't know what it is about Starly, but for some reason I feel like Starly gets like critical hits more often than other Pokemon, even though, you know, it doesn't have like an ability that raises critical hits or anything. God, I'm getting distracted by like the Facebook pop-ups on the side of my screen. God damn it, stop messaging. Stop messaging. I cannot say the word messaging. Stop messaging me, please, in the middle of recording. God. Messing up and slurring my words. My throat is all out of commission. Jeez. Well, to be fair, I haven't actually recorded in like a couple of days, so I guess I think I mentioned it while I was doing Emerald that gee, I really should take, you know, larger breaks in recording, because then all of a sudden shit like that happens. Oh well. Now we've taken. Ooh, there's one more thing that I want to take care of here in Jubileaf. That is this potion right here. Not the most important, but you know, I watched back my recording recently, and we could get a quick claw in here, but I never used the quick claw anyway, so I guess it's one of those items that you know, you might as well take it and have it on, but I I feel like if I have it on a Pokemon, I kind of rely on it, and I definitely don't want that, so nope. And since this Kricketot cannot do anything to us, it only has Growl and Bide, I might as well take the opportunity to get to max special attack. So I'm actually kind of, you know, after, you know, now that I've started to upload on a regular basis, I mean, I've uploaded daily for like almost 40 days, and that's, you know, I feel like that's pretty incredible. But now that I've really gotten into Let's Playing again, I've like kind of, there's been like a lot of times where I've been thinking like, ooh, that would make for a good Let's Play. I want to Let's Play that game, and I don't want to Let's Play that. Like, I've really gotten hit with the, the Let's Playing bug, if you will. There's like, cause now I haven't finished yet, but I've finished recording Donald Duck Quack Attack, because, you know, well, I figured doing that game would be kind of a nice, easy, you know, it's not the longest game in the world, so it's a nice way to begin with something that's, you know, non-Pokemon related. And after that, I'm planning to, well, might as well just reveal it right now. It's not really the biggest deal in the world that I'm planning to do Paper Mario right after that. And, you know, after that, I don't have any, you know, specific plans, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to do Persona 3, because I actually really love that game. So, it's probably going to be Paper Mario followed by Persona 3, and then, you know, because I'm thinking of having like two quote-unquote slots, one Pokemon slot and one non-Pokemon slot, pretty much. So the Pokemon slot right now, for example, there's Pokemon Platinum, and probably after this I'm gonna do Fire and Leaf Green. And then I will I really want to do Pokepark Wii Pikachu's Adventure, because I actually really love that game. So there's a high probability of me doing that. Maybe I should actually, after I've finished Platinum, go right on Pokepark to kind of break up the monotony a little bit, because now the last two Pokemon games I've done now have been you know, the main series Pokemon game, specifically doing a Nuzlocke. So like, maybe I should break it up a little bit, you know. I feel like it's been a long time since I've had a level up. I think Jacqueline is, you know, almost to a level up. I don't think she's gonna evolve right away. Because I've actually been taking the liberty of between episodes. I've been running around a lot to try and increase Jacqueline's friendship, but I don't think it's been enough. So probably not gonna see Roselia until well, at least until we get to the gym, because kind of want to try to get Roselia before the first gym, because that would be mighty helpful. I think the Shinx might have... Yeah, I don't think there was an Intimidate call, so it probably has Rivalry. So now we are... by sending a Booty Killer, we're really gimping its attack. I don't quite remember how Rivalry... Well, I do remember how it works, in that, you know, if it's a Pokemon of the same gender, your attack is raised through... Well, I think it's both the attack and the special attack. And then if, you know, it's the opposite gender, like in this case, the attack or the offensive stats are lowered. But then again, the thing I don't know is, I don't know how big the increase is. I think it's not the biggest increase, I think it's like 20%. Like, either way, it's like not the biggest effing deal in the world. Also, yeah, definitely didn't have enough friendship points since we did get the level up from Jacqueline. Also, we did get Stun Spore, but I don't trust myself using it on a matchup, because Guts is really fucking scary. Because, you know, if you induce a status condition on a Guts Pokemon, its attack is, I believe it's actually doubled. Or at least it's, like, boosted by quite a bit. So, you know, not taking the chance on that. This is probably just, you know, gonna leer us for the most of this battle, because the only offensive attack it has is low kick. And Jacqueline not only resists this because it's a poison type, but it's also, you know, it's super small. So yeah, that was 2 leers. Yeah, we're not gonna have any issues with this, especially not, you know, if we get a critical hit. You know. Ooh, wow. That was a lot of EXP right there. Jeez. Yeah, let's keep Jacqueline out. Why the heck not? And yeah, so as I previously stated, this route, the only new thing is Abra, so good thing we took care of that. Well, actually, there are other things in the morning and in the night. There are Cricketots, so I was well, I'm not gonna say that I planned that, because I didn't plan that. This was just the first available time for me to record, which, you know, also coincided with the time where Cricketot wasn't here, so I think whatever we're gonna do this episode is do everything that's available to us before the first gym, as in, you know, Oreburgh Tunnel, small shit around Oreburgh, and the route north of Oreburgh, and then Oreburgh Cave, or I don't remember what that's called, because I'm pretty sure Oreburgh Gate is the tunnel we're about to enter right now. So is that Oreburgh Mines? Oh, we're gonna find out shortly, so let's not worry about that. The thing about Happiness Evolution, it's I don't really like Happiness Evolutions, because it always feels like, because with, you know, an evolution of level, it's, you know, it's very tangible that, you know, oh, I'm 3 levels away from evolving. But with Happiness, it's like there are ways to find out approximately where you are, But those methods are very inaccurate. Like there's like 80 points in between each message you can get, so not the most accurate. Like you pretty much only know like no, you're not at the happiness you should be, or yes, you're at the happiness you should be. So it's like, oh, thanks for telling me. Woo. Because you can't look at the status screen and it tells you, oh, your Badu has like 144 happiness. Like, no, you get nothing. You lose. Good day, Zer. Zer? Jesus. There's like two different things I thought about just now. The first one was that and now this is after I'd done the editing of the second episode, so I'm aware that Shinx gets Spark at level 17. That's crazy. Why would it get Spark so late? Like, every other, quote-unquote elemental Pokemon, like, a grass type gets Absorb way early, and all the starters get their elemental move by at least level 10. And then you have fucking Shinx. It's just like, oh, you wanted Spark? Well, fuck you. You're not getting it until you're almost at the second gym. Cause why? Cause we're assholes. That's why. I guess, Spark is, I think it's 65 power, so like, I guess it makes sense, but like, just that it doesn't get anything before that is like, why? Couldn't you give it something? I suppose since Shinx is like it's a physical Pokemon and there are very few physical electric moves. Like there's Spike, Spark, yeah, that's pretty much Spark and Thunder Fang is pretty much your only options. Well, in this game at least, and then, there is a Volt Tackle, but that's exclusive to Pikachu family, and then, Wild Charge, which didn't get introduced until the gen after this, so, yeah, this is Oreburgh Gate. Cool. Yeah, and the other thing, because, yeah, that was pretty much the end of my tangent about Spark. When I said Zer is that's a fun thing I've learned, because I've taken a course, university course about phonology and phonetics, specifically American. Well, you were able to take either a specialty in American English or received pronunciation, aka British English, but since I'm more familiar with American English to begin with, it was much easier to choose that one. And one thing I learned, because I think it's very interesting to learn, like what difficulties will a Norwegian have with learning English, for example? Well, learning and speaking. Like that kind of shit is pretty fascinating to me. So what I learned, actually, is one thing that we have a lot of trouble with is, because in Norway we don't really have like a Z sound, like we only have the S sound, God, now I don't. It's been like over a year since I had it, so it's like, yeah, it's literally been like more than a year since I had it, so now I've almost forgotten pretty much everything. But S and Z is, oh yeah, unvoiced. We only have the unvoiced version, aka S. We don't really use Z, which is the voiced version of S, because when you say Z, there's like if you touch approximately your Adam's apple, You can feel like a vibration when you say Z as opposed to S, because that is only in your mouth, not in your vocal cords. And for some reason we don't have that, which I wasn't really aware of, but you know, when I think about it, it's like, yeah, I suppose we don't really have that. Because for example, in English you would say zebra with like a Z, but in Norwegian you wouldn't. Actually, I'm pretty sure we write zebra as with an S. And we say seba. So like a lot of the Z words from English we translate it and use S instead. Ooh. We almost tempted to just name you Jasper just once more, but I did name you Jasper. Fucking whatever, I don't. At this point, I don't even remember. Ooh, that should be a pretty interesting one. If I have enough space for it, which I'm not sure. I think I do. Damn it. God damn it. Yeah, looks like I do. Roxburgh. Now let's check you out, because you know it's always fun to check out and see what we get. Ooh, that's pretty fucking good actually. Huh. Wow. This is like the complete opposite of Emerald, where I feel like, you know, half of the shit we got was like cursed with like a terrible nature. Like, again, reinstating that, I don't really care that much about natures in Nuzlocke runs. Because I mean, a nature is only like what, a 10% difference. So like, it doesn't really matter that much. Like, if that Geodude had Modest, I wouldn't really, like, I would still consider using it. But like, when a Pokemon that isn't as strong to begin with has like a bad nature, like, that only makes it worse. Like, I can't think of a good example. Well, I suppose Solrock, when we got the Solrock in Emerald. Solrock isn't exactly the best Pokemon, but if it, say, had an adamant nature, then, you know, I might have actually considered it, because it does get Rock Slide, which is, you know, it doesn't need much more than that. So, a Solrock with an adamant nature and Rock Slide, I mean, heck yeah, I'm not turning that down. But the fact that it has barely good enough attack as it is, and it, on top of that, got a modest nature, a mediocre attack with like minus 10% attack is like, okay, now it's not really worth considering. But if it had like a 10% increase on a like average mediocre attack set, then it's like, oh, well, okay, it's usable. I suppose that's, you know, what I'm getting at is, if you're good and have like a slight handicap, it doesn't matter. But if you're already, you know, on thin ice and have a handicap on top of that, then, you know, that ain't the best. Ooh, matchup. Now I just hope that it has no guard, because that would be incredible. What should we call you? I don't know. Rigmarole. I don't think that's exactly how you would write that, but I mean, we only have 10 characters available to us, so cut me some slack, will you? And now I think because of the fact that we caught the Onyx... No, Jesus. The fact that we caught the Geodude in Oreburgh Gate means that we are pretty much guaranteed an Onyx. Ooh. Docile and... Ooh, yes! Oh, that's so good. fuck, but who should I switch out? I mean, I already said that I didn't really want Alexander. I definitely wouldn't use Booty Killer because, you know, because of really the same reason that I kept Spient. Because, you know, just for the fact that it, you know, I got connected to it. We bonded, okay? Oh, what was that? Oh, that's... Oh, yeah, that's from Young Justice, actually. Which, you know, I just finished watching both seasons of Young Justice. Actually, I watched the finale yesterday. Well, reiterating that, yeah, that was like the 5th time I've seen it. So, definitely was my first viewing, and holy shit, can we just talk about the fact that Young Justice is finally getting a season 3? Holy shit. That, god damn it, that series is so fucking good. If you, I mean, if you're any kind of fan of DC, like, say if you watched the Justice League cartoon as a kid or something like that, highly recommend you checking out Young Justice, because that series is incredible. Well, I mean, I suppose that is kind of the fanboy in me talking, but I mean, it is pretty good. Come on. Oh man. Now there's a guy in here that gives you a Great Ball, I believe, or a Dusk Ball, maybe. Yep, a Great Ball. I think there's somebody that gives you a Dusk Ball. Don't know who that would be. Let's just run around and check it out. Check it out. What's that all about? I can't, you know, I can't stop myself from saying that because it's just so much fun to say. I have definitely a lot of those, you know, things, you know, sayings that, you know, that I just say because they're fun to say. I feel like that's, you know, I think I've explained before that a lot of my motivation for doing things is, you know, just because it makes me happy. It makes me, you know, smile and laugh. And I feel like that's not the worst way to go about life, really. Actually, just, yeah, it was literally just yesterday. I encountered a video. Well, I'm the kind of person that downloads a lot of, you know, like reaction images and reaction GIFs and all that kind of shit. And I just downloaded one yesterday that was just, you know, a soundless MP4 of a dog that's getting tricked. And I saw the soundless file because it was just, you know, a video without sound. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun if I added a sound to this? And then I added one sound, and then I again thought, wouldn't it be perfect to add like a song to this? And I did. And since yesterday, I think I've watched that video like 100 times at least. Just because it's so much fun. It's just so fitting. I guess I can put that up on the screen right now. Just play it. Oh, I'm gonna have a lot of fun seeing that in editing again. Oh lord. Yeah, now I'm just... I think we're gonna actually use both Rox Raquel and Rigmarole. Well, in case they don't die, because they might very well do that. Oh, level 9. I'm not taking any chances on that, because even though Rigmarole has low kick, which would do plenty of damage to Geodude, oh, that could still do, you know, too much. think actually I should put Barber in the PC, because, I mean, unless I'm planning on grinding it up, it's not going to do much good. Because I definitely don't want to use it as fodder, you know, death fodder, in case something bad happens, which, you know, it has a tendency to do. Oh, poison point actually coming in. Well, I mean, wouldn't actually be too helpful, because it would have just, you know, absorbed at the beginning of the next turn, but it did something okay. It was helpful. We bonded okay. Oh lord. We're actually almost done with everything in this general area. Another Geodude. Might as well just grind on this to give some extra shit to Rigmarole and Jacqueline. God, I'm just in the middle of like an American and French way of pronouncing that name. Well, I guess there's not much to say about that, except that, you know, usually when I see that name, my instinct is to say, you know, Jacqueline. It just not exactly, you know, the way a French person would say, but it's like the general French pronunciation of that name. Ooh, I guess that's one thing I could talk about, is the the shiny only run I've been doing with my good friend, which I actually now, not only do, I think I talked about that I now have my starter, but I also actually got, yeah, I did talk about that, and I talked about that I'm now hunting Ghastly, but I actually managed to get it, so now I have not only the shiny Totodile, I also have a shiny Ghastly. And currently I am working on a shiny Slugma, because you do, in Violet City, you're able to get an egg containing a Slugma from Primo. If you use, you basically have to input your trainer ID, which, I mean, I guess I could show. You see the ID number there? If you input that into a website, I think it's called filb.de, you're able to get like some codes, well, not codes, but like phrases that you're able to tell to some people in game, and you're able to get like wallpapers, and in this case you're also able to get 3 eggs, 2 of which include contains a Wooper and a Mareep, which really isn't that exciting, because, you know, you could literally just go to the route south of Violet City and just catch those. But the Slugma is pretty interesting, since you're not able to get Slugma for a while in Heart Gold Soul Silver, at least. Well, in that you're able to get it before the post game, which, you know, you weren't able to get it before post game in GSC. So I got it, you know, legally in the cartridge of Heart Gold Soul Silver, and but I did trade for a Japanese Ditto, because I have a Japanese Soul Silver cartridge. So I traded in a Ditto from that game to my shiny run, so that I'm able to breed the Slugma to abuse the Macedon method, meaning that I have a 1 in 1,600 chance of getting a shiny, instead of like a 1 in 8,000 chance. So crossing my fingers, I barely begun, really. I have, what, like 64 eggs hatched, which, you know, definitely isn't the most. But I will let you know when something happens, because I suppose that's you know, a fun thing to keep up with. Well, how I'm doing in my shiny only run. Hello. Alrighty then, just a quick battle on my break. I think the other guy talked about how he had snuck in his Pokemon at work. Naughty, naughty, naughty. I was seeing now that we're, you know, kind of coming up there in time, but this is literally the only thing we have left. I'm just gonna pick up the escape rope that's right to the left of us here, and then I'm just gonna go back to the Pokemon Center and then, you know, call it a day from there. Because, again, try not to, quote-unquote, hold you here. But, you know, I know that I'm not, you know, it's not like I'm forcing people to watch this, but I know how it is with, if the video is a bit too long, it's, you know, a little harder to allocate time to watch the entire thing, cause so then people might just not watch it at all, because it's like, oh, it's so long. I sounded like it was being facetious there, but no, I know the feeling as well, that, you know, if the, unless it's because there are certain channels where, like, they could upload an hour-long video and I would still watch it, but then there are others where, like, oh, this person uploaded like a 10-minute video, oh, cool, but oh, this person uploaded like a 30-minute video, oh, I guess I need to allocate time for this. Also, that critical hit there was really scary. Booty killer almost become the booty killed. God damn it. Also, I gotta say I'm pretty proud of that end of the first episode with the quote-unquote booty killer. Oh man, I just really love video editing in general. Like, it's just the, you know, watching through the episode and doing like the cutting and the transitions and all that is, you know, I guess fun isn't the completely right word for it, but it's relaxing, it's okay. And then, you know, when I get like the inspiration to add something crazy like the booty killer thing, like that's, you know, that's what I live for. That's my bread and butter. But yeah, now we've done pretty much everything we were able to do here in Oreburgh City. Also, let me just check. Okay, it is called Oreburgh Mine. Beware of busy Pokemon. Oh. Okay. There were like 5 Machops in there or whatever. They didn't look like the most busy things in the world. Jeez. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna see you guys in the next time. Goodbye.